Alright everyone, welcome once again to ISIFE EDUBLOG, where education is the in thing. And on the English language is the continuation of our work on adjectives with Martin Bahazogai. Let's get started. Please don't forget that for all our topics, there are past questions which will help you check whether you've learned what we've taught you or you have need to revise. So always try to look for the past questions for each of the topics we bring you. Now, our first video on adjectives was introduction, and a number of issues were handled in that introductory video. We continue with that work by looking at types of adjectives. Now, we have adjective of quality. That is the features something has that makes it durable and makes it acceptable and all of that. So that's quality. Now, the girl is strong. The girl is strong. So strong is a quality adjective. Aroused are rough. Rough, right, is a quality adjective. Governor Chimi was a silent achiever. Here is the adjective silent, and it shows the quality of Sullivan Chimi, the former governor of Enugu State. Okay, let's, by the way, adjective of quantity. I have some water in the gallon. Some is adjective of quantity, showing the amount of water available. He gave me a little help. He gave me a little help. Little is adjective of quantity he has used. Next is demonstrative adjective. That is adjectives that point out whether something being talked about is near or far. Now, this book belongs to Alike. This shows that the book being talked about is with the speaker. This book belongs to Alike. That bicycle was bought a year ago. That is a demonstrative adjective showing that the bicycle being talked about is not with the speaker. It's a distance away from the speaker. Then we have adjective of number. In terms of number, we have the cardinal adjective and we have the ordinal adjective. Right? The cardinal adjective and the ordinal adjective. So she was the first graduate of law. First is cardinal adjective. She was the first graduate of law in her family. First, cardinal. Then, we were for a number. 4 is ordinal. So, these are adjectives of number. You study them and know how best to use them in sentences. Distributive adjective. Now, that is showing to whom what belongs, or precisely what is intended here. Each, that is to say, me different, him different, the other person different. Each, not collective now. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Each man got a bag of rice. So, if there were 15 men in that group, each of them got a bag of rice. So 15 bags of rice were distributed to the 15 men. That's the implication. Neither party was popular. Now, as I usually point out, the pronunciation of the word neither, please note, is better neither. I do not prefer to say neither, right? I prefer to say neither. My reason is this. Much as a lot of people may want to say neither, neither is still accepted as a first pronunciation. Alright? Current dictionaries, modern dictionaries, today's contemporary, so to say, dictionaries still have neither as the first pronunciation. If, as time goes on, there is need for neither to be seen as better, fine, but for today, the pronunciation is neither. So neither party was popular. So none of the two political parties were acceptable to the people. Every Nigerian deserves a good life. Every Nigerian deserves a good life. So you see that every is the distributive adjective here. Now we move to the interrogative adjective. Adjective used in asking questions. Adjectives used in asking questions are called interrogative adjectives. Now, here is a little problem that we have to be mindful of. This question, for instance, says, what class are you? What class are you? Today, more people will say, which class are you? Which, in this sense, is preferred when you look at my example using which. Which doctor do you prefer? Now, the discussion centers on two doctors. Alright? If you mean SS1 or SS2, two classes, then which of these two classes are you will be accepted. But you walk into a school, you meet a child, a student of that school or a pupil. You do not know this child from Adam, and you say, which class are you? It's wrong, and might even put off the child, because there is this comparison note in which, well, what class are you? The child selects from the variety of classes, pointing out the one that they belong to. Alright, so please take note of it. Don't meet people on your way and ask, which school are you? This shows that you do not have an idea what school this person is. So the question is, what school are you? Except you were with this person when they filled in their JAMB forms, for instance, and selected two schools. You may not ask them, which of the two schools gave you admission? So that's the way what and which should be used. Which should be used when you have physical options to choose from. Because even if the items are 3, no problem. But where you don't have an inkling, where there are no practical choices to make, when you have a wide range of options, of possibilities, please, what is the right way to ask the question? That's why we say, what is your name? You don't come up to say, which is your name? Except you have a list. If you have a list of names, then you can ask somebody, which is your name? Okay. Whose shoes are you putting on? Whose shoes are you putting on? That's another interrogative adjective. Remember that they are adjectives because what qualifies class, which qualifies doctor, whose qualifies shoes. Possessive adjective is next. And in possessive adjective, we have my mother believes in me. So my is an adjective here, not a pronoun. Right? The typical pronoun is mine. Typical pronoun is mine. My is actually an adjective qualifying the noun mother. Okay. Your share of the meat is in the fridge. Your possessive adjective. His wealth gives him an edge. His is a possessive adjective qualifying the noun wealth. Next is proper adjective. Again, I have to point out an error. What's one of the errors I call national errors? Today, I see signboards, vehicles of the Nigerian police force carrying the Nigerian police force. The Nigeria police force. The N is gone. This is a serious error. Whomever is listening to me should try to correct. And someday we'll make a case at the police headquarters to see if somebody could listen to us and do the needful by at least using the correct form of the adjective. And I tell you, this could also move into other areas of the Nigerian life, because someday we'll begin to hear the Nigeria Bar Association instead of the Nigerian Bar Association. Someday we'll begin to hear the Nigeria Medical Association instead of the Nigerian Medical Association. So what I'm saying is that these little things that we think do not matter are actually the reason why things are the way they are. Yes, I tell you, there is nothing wrong with confidently saying things the right way. So let's not say it doesn't matter, because it matters a whole lot. We don't have the British police. We have the British police. We don't have the American police. We have the American police, or whatever it is called in that part of the world. So let's look at this. Asamoah was a Ghanaian footballer. Again, we have a problem with Ghanaian, the adjective form. A lot of people will say Ghanaian. No, there is no other end. The ends are not three. There are only two ends here. Ghanaian, Ghana, Iron, Ghana, Iron. So Ghanaian, not Ghanaian. Alright? The Ghanaian footballer. Okay, so Asamoah was a Ghanaian footballer. That's the proper adjective. Remember, it is proper because here is the word. Proper in the sense of the capital G. Proper in the terms of the capital N, in the case of Nigeria. Next is the emphatic adjective. So, emphasize an adjective that actually reinforce. Alright? Adjectives that reinforce what or who is meant. For instance, that was the very man you mocked. Very. This sentence would have just read, that was the man you mocked. But very comes up to add up to that force, how important this sentence is. That was the very man you mocked. That was the very man you mocked. Now, in the second sentence, I saw him with my own eyes. I saw him with my own eyes. Own emphasizes the fact that this person actually saw the person that is being talked about. Now, these are the different adjective types that we brought to you, and please take note of all the corrections we've made, and do not, because of the popularity of the wrong things in your environment, continue with the wrong things. We must speak the English language the right way, and that's what we stand for. Like, share, and subscribe to this platform, ISIFE EDUBLOG, and don't forget to visit our past questions platforms for all the past questions on the subject or topics that we have taken you on. Thank you for being there.